This is the launch of the Belfast Open Studios, which is going to have 14 studio collectives from all over Belfast, north, south, east and west, as well as those in the city centre. And basically we're going to open our doors and invite the general public to come and see what it is we do and how we do it.
I think it's good if people get to see the work in progress, if it leads on to a dialogue or for them to feel more comfortable going into an exhibition. Anything that encourages that is good, I think.
Art is one of the things that rewards us enjoyment, stimulation, education. It facilitates learning, it makes you question society, question the world, and the value of art's it's known and it's understood. What isn't quite so accessible all of the time is people actually meeting the people that make the art. A lot of people go to exhibitions and see the work on walls that have maybe been selected one piece of work, but actually that doesn't really tell the human story of the artists themselves. So we wanted to provide an opportunity for the public to be able to go into the artist studio and really meet them one-on-one and ask them what does their art mean to them, how do they make it, see works that maybe haven't been selected for the exhibitions, really see the processes involved that artists go through.
Also might inspire them, and they may want to take up some art from themselves, and so it gives them an opportunity to see sculpture, painting, lens-based artists as well.
Suki T came on board for Belfast Open Studios last year, and we wanted to do a project together that was going to really benefit the local art world. We came up with the idea of doing a new National Art Prize for Ireland. So it's supported by Arts and Business. They provided the money through their investment programme, which partners arts organisations with businesses, and we were able to put together a £2,000 prize for the winner. Artists include two Belfast artists, Michael Hanna and Colin Dark, kind of sculpture installation artists, very contemporary work. Colin Dark has an established international reputation. Michael Hanna very much an emerging artist, becoming extremely well known. He has just completed a fantastic commission for Belfast Exposed Gallery dealing with the Troubles Archive, which was an incredible piece of work. But a real variety of artists. We have painters, video works, installation works, all been selected in the shortlist.
We were asked to submit 3 images. The first one was, I had a solo show in the MAC here in Belfast, and that was a floor-based installation, which was text-based, but it took 2 pieces of writing really. One was, again, by Karl Marx. It was a piece where he wrote about the coup d'etat that took place in France in 1851. And then the second thing was a play by Alfred Jarry called King Ubu. And what I did was I took the objects that appeared in that play, so in a way I sort of used the gallery as a stage set, really, having all those objects, but they were in a spiral shape on the floor. But then each object was written onto, so I had the Marxist text was written onto the objects so that they followed the spiral. So it's sort of bringing together 2 objects. One is a sort of a historical piece of writing, the other is a drama. So it's looking at the sort of relationship between history and dramatic narratives.
So I work in mostly video installation. I just finished a project with Belfast Exposed where I was working with their archive and put together a site-specific installation in their gallery, which was made up of video and sort of environmental installation elements. And their archive is like 500,000 images from the past 30 years of Belfast. So I ended up making a video in which some of the images were put together with some audio from psychology lectures, which were set up to have a relationship with sort of the imagery that was used.
Arts is what gives us a bit of colour into our life. I suppose people always go about the values, the arts and the elitism associated with it. But, art is around everybody every day. From your designer clothes to the high art exhibitions is happening in the galleries. It enriches our lives and it gives us meaning and purpose, and it elevates us from the austerity that we kind of experience a wee bit in Northern Ireland. it's not only enjoyable, but it fulfills your soul as well.
Belfast is an interesting place because of the self-organisation of artists, which I think is really strong here. In Belfast, it's really strong. So the artists, when they leave college, they either join or even set up their own studio groups. And I think that Catalyst has been going for a long time now, but it's sort of become a model, really, in a way, for other artists to establish their own studio groups, stroke galleries, you know. So that's a really important thing here. But having said that, there is very little support. The Arts Council support many of those groups. Obviously, it takes a while. They have to establish themselves before they get that kind of recognition. But the Arts Council are very good at supporting studio groups, as well as obviously other support for art, you know, they give artists. But it is very difficult. It's tough. There isn't much support, and of course, with things the way they are now, the British government cuts. The arts, of course, always get hit, and so the Arts Council itself is getting hit with cuts from Westminster, and so things are tough for young artists now.
Why is it important for companies like Suki Tea to be involved?
I think it's more and more important. If you look at where we are within the arts has suffered an awful lot of cuts, not just over the past couple of years, but even looking back over the past 10 years. And so there's less money for the arts now. Companies like Suki Tea, I think it's actually fantastic that they're stepping up to the mark, because we don't really have that culture here in Northern Ireland of corporate sponsorship, and so I think they're leading the way, and it's going to be essential for us as we move forward that we look at sponsorship deals like this.
The thing that will support up and coming artists is a vibrant arts sector. So if you have exhibition opportunities, then artists will move to a place. We've got one degree course in Northern Ireland, so that means that's a challenge to keep creating graduates, whereas a country like Ireland has 6 or 7 different degree courses. Belfast Met have closed their higher level art course recently, so the number of graduates is going down in Northern Ireland, so that's a challenge. If there are exhibition opportunities where artists can be paid, then that's a way to keep them in the loop. But with the cuts, I mean, that's putting that under threat as well. So you're right, there is absolutely a danger of arts dying in Northern Ireland, and the brain drain, artists leaving to places where there are better opportunities, is very, very real. So we have to be aware of this, we have to keep supporting the arts, and we have to keep investing in the arts to make sure that doesn't happen.